Hey everybody, it's Philip Galinsky back again.
And wanted to do a little COVID comedy. I know it might not be the right thing to do, but we're part of an evolution. And 20 years from now, when you see a youngster and they look at you and they're going to go, oh my God, you survived COVID. And you're going to be like, how do you know? And they're going to go, look at your ears. They evolved from wearing those masks. You know, this pandemic and social etiquette, it's getting a little crazy. It affects my bowel system. Yeah, so I waited patiently 6 feet apart, got into Starbucks, got my coffee, got my receipt, and then I sat down 6 feet apart from all the other customers and enjoyed my coffee. Then I realized it's coffee, which is a diuretic, which makes you want to go to the bathroom. Unfortunately, I couldn't find my receipt because on my receipt is the code for the bathroom. So I asked other people 6 feet away from me, can I have your code? I just want your code to use the bathroom. And they started hiding their receipts, shoving it in their bags, putting it in their pockets, telling me they don't have it. They don't know the code. Talking about words here, people, and there's a sentence that has 2 great words in it, but it's the awfulest sentence in the world. Are you ready for it? It's never been said nice, even though it has the word hope and happy in it. Get ready. I hope you're happy. Hope and happy, and it's negative. Yes! I hope you're happy.
Guys, why when we urinate do we wash our hands after we pee? I mean, I wash my hands before I pee because I know my junk is the cleanest thing on my body. I don't want to be touching it with dirty hands. I mean, doctors should be sterilizing their utensils with their own junk because they know it's clean. I mean, why do you think dogs lick their balls? To freshen their breath. I bet you Ron Jeremy has some fresh breath.
A lot of crazy things going on in this world. A lot of isms, a lot of racism, and now there's another ism, email-ism. Yeah, you guys know me from the Manhattan Monologue Slam as the executive producer, and now I'm the executive producer of the nationwide National Slam, which means I bump into and hang out with tons of hot model actresses. And so this chick, we hung out, we're talking, I'm spitting game, right? And she's like, look at this picture of her. Look at her headshot. She's smoking. So anyway, she's like, why don't you give me your email and I can send you more info on us and we can, grab a cup of coffee or something. So I say, cool. My email is pgalinsky@hotmail.com. She goes, Hotmail? Yuck. How old are you? I just got an email from Brandy J, who's the person in charge of the ambassadors department. And she said, we went through your Instagram Galinstigator and thought you'd be a perfect fit. We love your style. So they want me to be a brand ambassador, which means I get to wear their bathing suits, thongs and all. And if you guys buy stuff, I get 40% off, or you get a 25% discount. I'll be featured on their Instagram page called @BrandyStore. Oh, get ready. Watch out, because I'm the human sweater, and you're going to see it all in the flesh. HD Instagram. Oh, thank you, Brandy J Store.
I just got a great new ringtone for my alarm to wake me up in the morning. It's so soothing. It's called Morning Flower, and it's an instrumental. And I love the sound of it. And then I realized there are actually lyrics to the song. You want to hear them? Wake the fuck up. Fill up, wake the fuck up. Wake the fuck up. Fill up. Wake the fuck up.
I want to explain to you Golinski Logic. So I went fishing with my 8-year-old nephew, and he didn't do good. Didn't catch a fish. I did catch a fish. And so to document it, of course, we wanted to take a picture. So we're standing there. I'm holding the fishing rod, and the fish is dangling from the hook from the rod. And all of a sudden, the fish jumps off the hook and is flopping on the deck. And my nephew dives down to grab that fish because we're not losing this fish. And he comes back up, and he's got the fish hook up his nose. And this is where Golinski Logic comes in. So instead of all of us taking him to the hospital, we're telling people on the dock to move away, get out of the light. We need to take pictures to post on Facebook, Instagram, Snapchat. And of course, the old man of the sea that lives on the docks walks by and is like, I never seen anything like that. I seen a hook in the back, in the ear, but not the nose. And my nephew's like, this is awesome, Uncle Phil. This is great. What do we do next? And I said, well, you're probably going to have to take a ride to the hospital, and they're probably going to put a needle in your nose to numb it and then take out the hook. So now he starts crying. He's like, they're going to put a needle in my nose? And I'm like, you already have a hook in it.
Wanted to talk about surgery. You guys had it? Yeah. They ask you, like, do you have any pre-existing conditions? And I'm like, well, when I was little, I used to wet the bed. And they're like, no, nothing like that. So he's operating on me. He says, hey, we can do a local where we just numb you from the waist down. We'll put a sheet up, but you'll be conscious while we operate on your knee. And I was like, okay. So they started, and it gets really weird. I'm hearing squishy sounds and stuff. So I'm like, just knock me out, doc. Just knock me out. So when I come to, I see all this fluid on the floor. And I'm like, oh, my God, doctor, I'm so sorry. Did I wet the bed while I was under? And he said, no, you were really funny. You kept making us laugh. We were spilling stuff. You kept coming in and out of consciousness, asking us, is it a boy or a girl?
I got this young niece who, takes pity on me. She says, Uncle Philip, what was it like growing up without YouTube? What did you do? And I said, we went outside. She goes, outside? Is that an app? And I'm like, no, you don't download outside. You run around like a maniac for 4 hours and then pass out in your house. And then you're all dirty and scummy and you don't want to take a bath. That's outside. It's not an app. So in my family, I have a niece who does not talk in words, especially on social media. It's always letters. Like, for my birthday, I got on my social media, HBD. On my birthday, you can't type out happy birthday? Ugh, it's annoying. But I was really impressed because she actually sent me a letter with in an envelope with a postage stamp and an invite inside it, like really classy. So I got it and I was like, awesome. So I post on my social media, just like hers. I said, hey, I'm super happy. My niece just gave me an STD. And I let it sit there on the internet and percolate for a little bit. It was save the date, you animals. Not an STD, sexually transmitted disease. She's getting married. Just once. I'd love when I'm at the elevator and the person sees me push the button and then they push it after me. Just once, I'd like to go off on them like, you have the magic finger? You're going to get the elevator here faster? I don't think so. You can take that finger and I talked a little bit earlier about Golinski Logic, and here's another one. I'm entering my apartment, and my apartment neighbor is leaving, and, it's kind of like this jumbled area, and he's like, hey, I was just going to donate this air mattress to the Salvation Army. I bought it because my grandmother was going to come over, but she's not going to do it, and I know you have people over. It's a brand new air mattress. It's never been used. You want it? And I was like, yeah, I looked at it. I was like, oh, the packaging is still here. Great. So I walk into my apartment and I all of a sudden I'm like, no, I don't want this. Screw this guy. My neighbor. I know you have people over. Really? So I open my window and I throw it out of my apartment. Yeah! You know I have people over. Not anymore. So I spent over 20 years in New York holding this record of the only actor in New York who's never been on Law & Order. So then I finally book a Law & Order. Got a nice little spot, super excited. So it runs. I'm even more excited because I'm running downstairs to my mailbox. in my apartment building because I'm going to get the check, right? And the mail lady's there. And she's like, what are you doing? And I'm like, I'm waiting for the mail. She's like, there is no mail. I'm just standing here for a while and then I leave. And I'm like, what are you talking about? She's like, no one gets mail anymore. And I was like, yeah, I'm getting a check. I'm getting a check. I booked a Law and Order and they're going to send me some money. And she goes, Law and Order? That show's still on? So my mom and dad have been married for over 50 years, and my mom has only been with my dad. You know, I call her and talk to her, and she's nervous because she's going to get her physical. So I said, call me right away when it ends. So she does, and it's like she's doesn't want to talk. And I'm like, what's wrong? Is it cancer? Are you dying? And she said, no. The doctor he asked me a question. And I'm like, what? What did he ask you? He asked me if I was sexually active. And I say, no, I usually just lay there. Do you think he's a pervert, Philip? No, Ma, I think he's never heard that answer before.
Well, that's the show. Thank you so much for doing the COVID comedy with me. Stand-up comedy, animation, multimedia. It's STANIMATION COMEDY with Philip Galinsky. I want to thank Netflix for not letting me do it, but I did it anyway. And remember, people, please, stay sexually active. Don't just lay there.